Welcome back to Need to Know North Mankato. I'm Anna Brown, and today I'm joined by Duane Rader, our Parks and Water Superintendent. Hi, Duane. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with the city, and maybe what you do here?
Sure. I have been with the city, it'll be 26 years next month, and the whole entire time I've been with the water department. I became the water superintendent in 2006, and then I became the park superintendent in 2015, so I hold both of those titles. Some of you may know me from my previous employment at Much's Hardware down on Belgrade. So I was there for 9 years before I joined the city.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about what a day in the life of a water department guy is like? Like,
Sure.
What do you do every day?
Sure. So in our water department, besides myself, we have 3 other employees. We have daily rounds where every day we do have to do some type of water sampling, so that's done. We also are responsible for the sewer collection. So throughout town, there are 11 lift stations that we have to not only maintain, but we watch them and record hours daily with that too. One of the other things that we do in one of our routines is twice a year we have to flush all the hydrants in the city. And the main reasons for that is to make sure that all the hydrants are working, because as soon as we're done flushing, our staff keeps track and we'll go back and repair all the hydrants. But then also it cleans the line, So every 6 months we usually flush late April, early May, and then again in October. And again, it's just to make sure our system is clean and we can provide that quality water that we're looking for. And then we have preventive maintenance. Our main goals with the water department and sewer is quality water and sewer collections, and then public service. And we are out, people are asking for help with finding their curb box. So if they're doing some landscaping or if there's contractors doing utility work, we have to do the utility locates for the water curb box, the sanitary, and the storm drains too. So that keeps us pretty busy throughout the day. So.
I can imagine, yeah. But that's not all that you guys do. What are some other responsibilities, maybe from the state, things like that you guys are in charge of?
Yeah, so the state has requirements that we have to comply to too. Actually today I had to do a fluoride sample to send into the state. We do different testing that they require. A couple other things that we are doing, each city is responsible for a wellhead protection plan, and that protection plan is how we are keeping our wells and the area around our wells safe. It's a 10-year process that we work with, and we actually work hand in hand with Mankato because some of our area of our wells overlaps into their town and vice versa. So I work close with Mankato. We have a consumer confidence report, which is something that the state requires that we send out to our citizens. We do that in June, and it's for the prior year. So in June we did 2019, and that's on the website, or we can mail that to the homeowners. And then also we are responsible for water conservation and unaccountable water. So we are responsible for the main breaks that you see and stuff like that. So that keeps us busy too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know recently we got the results of our copper and lead test. Do you want to go over those and what residents need to know about that?
Sure. So the lead and copper, our city is responsible for taking them every 3 years and turning them to the state. This process started in 1992, and certain homes were picked, and now we're doing 30 homes that are random every 3 years. And the lead and copper aren't actually in the water source that we get, but we are worried about what's going through our lines. So we're doing this testing every 3 years to see if there's any spikes and if there's any treatment that has to be done. But up to this point, we've been in the 90th percentile, which is not a concern to the state, so we're in good shape that way.
Wonderful.
One thing that the state is going to be requiring, though, is they need to know what the city has for lead services in their town. So it's going to be a mandate that's coming out shortly that by the spring of 2022, we have to have an inventory of every home that has a lead service. So just a heads up to any homes that were built before 1984, we are actually going to have to set up appointments to come in and just find out what type of service they have and confirm that it is an lead service. So.
Okay. And for those of you watching who have homes that fall under that that group, we'll be in touch with how to set up that appointment and how that will all work.
Yeah, for the most part, I think we're going to find mostly in Lower North.
Okay.
So, I mean, when we did main breaks and stuff, we run across them. So that's where we're really going to be looking the closest. Okay. So.
All right, and one other initiative I know that the water department has been hard at work on is replacing the water meters in town with the new auto read water meters. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So January 2019, we started the program where we have automatic reads, and currently we have over 7,000 meters in town. Mm-hmm. And 440 citizens have taken advantage of this. And there is a cost to the citizens, but in the long run, there's some advantages for it. The first thing is you don't have to go down into your basement every month to get a reading, because with the automatic reads, our staff will drive around town and we have a reader that it'll pick up the reading. The other really cool aspect of it is it will keep track of the last 90 days of water usage. Because there's some times where we'll have a citizen call and say, hey, my water bill was outrageous. I don't have anything running. Well, with these new meters, we can look back 90 days and say, well, on this specific date from 10 a.m. till 12 noon, you had a spike, something happened there. So it's advantageous that way too. So.
Okay. So how can residents get an auto read meter?
Call City Hall at 625-4141, and anyone will help down there, but Madison, our utility clerk, can schedule something and we can go out and do it. Or you can actually have a plumber come in and get them at City Hall and they can install them too.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I forgot to ask you to talk about what we're standing in front
Yeah,
of.
so this is water plant number 2. We're at 1885 Howard Drive. And this is one of our filtering systems that we use. So the water goes through a number of channels, but it ends up coming through this filter and comes through these pipe and out, and then chemicals are added right here. They're added to make the water quality that we have.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for meeting me today and telling us about the water department.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for everything that you guys are doing for the city.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the video. This has been Need to Know North Mankato.